Welcome back. Up next, the issues driving the voters to the polls on Tuesday. Whether climate, abortion, or democracy, Wisconsin voters have a lot on their minds heading into the polls. What exactly is driving their vote? Catherine Merck took to the streets of downtown Madison and looked at the latest data to see what issues matter most to people this summer.
It's been a long road for Wisconsin voters this year. I asked Madison voters about what's driving them to the polls this primary election.
Abortion, women's right to choose.
Threats to democracy.
It's also important to think about the climate, too. That's a huge issue.
Roe v. Wade, that's the number one. And just the state of the world, we've got to get it back to some kind of normal.
These are just some of the answers that Susan Yockey with the La Follette School of Public Affairs has been getting from people already. The school surveyed 5,000 Wisconsinites last year about what issues matter to them.
And for our Democratic respondents in the survey, those issues were oftentimes climate change, as well as income and wealth distribution. Now, the Republican respondents in the sample have different preferences. They really see different issues motivating them. For our Republican respondents were the federal budget deficit, as well as government regulation. So really feeling there's too much government regulation in society today.
Her data shows different trends from what Wisconsinites are thinking about now. Yockey says that makes a lot of sense.
So we're always going to have, shifts in public perceptions based on, the hot topics of the day.
But what's not changing, it's the type of voter that's got the primary on its forefront.
We know that primary voters tend to have been voters in the past. I mean, it's one of the really strong characteristics of primary voters. They tend to be pretty politically active.
The people I spoke with said no matter what issue you think is the most important, be politically aware when you go to vote.
Well, that's when you have a choice to find the best candidate to run against the person you really want out of office.
Just be smart, be educated, educate yourself, take the time to read about the issues that are present.
What's important at the polls now? It's just the beginning of a long ride ahead for these Wisconsin voters. In Madison, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 Now.
Coming up, Charles Franklin, the director of the Marquette Law School poll, takes a look at the changes in voter preferences during the current campaigns.